Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Rashi Himalio and I was in the middle of my swatches and then I realized I forgot to film an introduction. Today I want to show you my top favorite powder blushes that are mask proof for spring. I wear tons of cream blushes, but cream blushes can be really tricky to wear under a mask. Powder blushes stay put pretty much the whole day. You can take your mask on and off and you're not going to have any issues with them fading too much. So we're going to start this off with a couple of my nude favorites. I'm going to show you two blushes that are my absolute nude favorites when it comes to powder blushes, and then I'll show you some fun spring options. First up is the shade Pinch Me from MAC. So this is a very, very beautiful, almost like a nude tone blush for my skin tone. Let me pop this on now so I can show you what this looks like. I've just drawn my blinds. I felt like there was a lot of light coming in and you couldn't really see the color. So this is the shade Pinch Me from MAC. A very pretty, slightly pinky brown nude. It's so flattering on my skin tone. Why are we meowing, huh? Why are we meowing? We want some attention. Isn't she gorgeous? Oh, she's purring. She wants some attention. Next up, I want to show you one of my favorite blushes from NARS. This is the shade Amour, and this is a beautiful pale pink that doesn't really look interesting or appealing in the pan. When you look at it, you think it's a very boring blush, but this blush looks stunning on the cheek. I will demonstrate right now. Now, it has broken on me because this is a very old blush. This is, in fact, the first NARS blush that I ever purchased. Oh my god, I think this might be 10 years old. Yeah, I'm gonna have to update this blush for sure. It still works though. So on this cheek, I'm gonna go in . This is such a gorgeous blush. Hopefully you can see that color. I will build a little bit more. This is just a really perfect pinky nude blush. It's actually perfect all year round and not just for spring. I'm gonna add a little bit more product. You can see that color there. Can you see that? Oh, how pretty is this shade? This is the shade Amour from NARS. So just kind of comparing them, how they look side by side. There's a little bit more pink in Amour and just a little bit more brown in MAC Pinch Me. Next up is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So their trio blushes. This is the shade Peachy Love, and it is beautiful. It comes in these three shades right here. So if I just do this, that is more accurate in terms of color. I really love these blushes. They apply beautifully to the skin. This shade specifically, it's perfect for brown skin tones. You can easily get a very natural peachy look, or you can really amp it up. You can also use these blushes in isolation. So if you wanted to use, you could just use that one shade, and of course you can mix and match, and I love that. Such a beautiful blush. I highly recommend it. Let me go ahead and pop this on. Just tap across all three to show you what the shade looks like. So a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Just because I really want to build in sheer layers. I don't want to deposit too much color. I hope you can see how beautiful that looks. So this is another of those beautiful nude peachy blush for brown skin tones. And then of course you can really amp it up by adding more product. How gorgeous and how natural does that look? I actually only ended up buying this blush because it was a recommendation that I saw from Charlene. And really amazing recommendation. I really love this blush. You see how gorgeous that looks. and you can manipulate the finish. Like if you wanted to, for it to be a little bit more red, bit more coral, you can add this. If you want it to be a little bit more peach, you can go in and add this shade. And of course, if you wanted to keep it more neutral, you can go ahead and use that. So I love that you can get 3 different blushes from this one palette, and then you can mix and match as well. I just want to mention that this blush, this shade here, does have a little bit of a golden shimmer. Now the shimmer that it has is really not obvious on the skin, so every single time I've used this shade, I've never really seen any shimmer on my face. So even though you can kind of see it in the pan, it doesn't really translate. It actually gives a nice glow to the skin without looking sparkly or shimmery at all. So don't be scared just because it has a teeny tiny bit of shimmer. So this is Anastasia Beverly Hills in Peachy Keen. Peachy Keen? That's something else. Peachy Love. Next up is a pinky coral shade. That's from MAC. This is MAC's Glow Play Blush. This is a beautiful moussey formula, but it does transform into a bit of a powder formula on the cheek, and it stays put under a mask as well. So I'm going to add that to this side of my face, and the brush I'm using for this one is the Wayne Goss number 1. And all of these blushes really last all day on my skin. I love that. Can you see how beautiful that is? It just adds that beautiful hint of warmth. Peachy coral blushes in spring are just my favorite. Well, they're my favorite year-round, but especially in spring. So you can get a very light, almost nude look with this shade. Of course, you can then go ahead and build that up. So I'm just applying a little bit more. This is also another one of these shades that when you look at the blush, it looks like it has shimmer, but the shimmer is so fine. It's so micro shimmer. I can't see it on my cheek. I'm being totally honest. I don't like shimmery blushes, but with blushes like these, you don't see it at all, and I don't see it on my cheek. It doesn't emphasize any texture. It doesn't emphasize pores. Nothing like that. So this is the MAC Glow Play Blush in the shade Groovy. So this is Anastasia, and this is Groovy. Next up is the shade Desire from NARS. This is a very bright, can you see that? A very, very bright, almost Barbie pink. It's so beautiful. I really, really love it. So let me show you what this looks like. So pretty. If you are looking for a Barbie pink powder blush, this one from NARS, it's really stunning. And this is the shade. So do you see how light you can have this shade? So if I wear it like this, it is beautiful, it is light, it doesn't look scary like this, so don't be scared of this color. It is really beautiful, and of course, if you really want to amp it up, you can add more color. How gorgeous does that look, right? Just check that out. And this color just looks so stunning on brown skin tones. I'm going in and adding a heavier layer. I probably would never apply it this heavy in real life. I'm just doing that just to show you the intensity that you can build up to. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go any stronger than that, but that is so beautiful. Gorgeous pink for spring. All right, now last one up is another one from NARS. I love my NARS and my MAC powder blushes. I actually had one from MAC to show you, but I just looked it up and I don't think this is available anymore. This is the shade This Could Be Fun. It's got this very beautiful lilac undertone, but if this is discontinued, there's no point in me showing it, but I thought I would mention it just in case you can find it somewhere. Next up is Exhibit A from NARS, and this packs a punch. Check that out. Oh my god, it's It's so beautiful. It's like this bright orange. It is so beautiful. That's the color right there. I love it. I really, really love this color. And I think the first time I found out about this shade was Wayne Goss back in the day used to talk about this shade a lot. And that's how I found out about it. That's how I bought it. And I'm in love. Pop it right here. So I'm being careful just to use a very small amount because this is very pigmented. It's very strong. And you can build this up quite quickly. So right now what I've got is a very, very light layer of this blush. Can you see how soft this can look? So although it looks very scary in the pan, if you are just very light-handed with it, it turns into a beautiful nude orange blush. And that's one of the great things about buying blushes in these really intense shades, because you can really sheer them out, or you can really build up that intensity. So I'm gonna go back in and just increase the intensity of this a little bit. This is one of those blushes that is just really perfect for spring and summer. That's gorgeous. And now I've built it up a little bit more, and it is still soft. It's not crazy, but this is normally how I would wear this blush. It looks like a beautiful peachy orange, and it really just livens up my complexion. Of course, if you wanted to, you could go even heavier with it. And now I've got it quite bright and quite strong against my cheek, and it still looks really, really good. Like, I would totally wear this out. And this is the shade Exhibit A from NARS. Gorgeous, right? Hey guys, so those were my top blushes for spring. They're all powder blushes so that you can wear them comfortably under a mask and not worry about them fading or coming off or looking streaky or anything like that. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and I will see you guys in my next video. See ya!